ஹாய். ஓகே. இப்போ நாம ரிடாக்ஸ் ரியாக்ஷன் அந்த சாப்டர நாம படிக்கலாம். ஓகே. ரிடாக்ஸ் ரியாக்ஷன். See, in 10th standard, we have already learned that redox reaction, about redox reaction. The term redox itself says it is actually both reaction together taking place simultaneously. And these are red for reduction, ox for oxidation. So redox reaction is actually combination of both reduction and oxidation simultaneously. Okay, then chemistry deals with varieties of matter and change of one kind of matter into another. We know that during chemical reaction one kind of matter will change to another kind of matter. During this change, lot of chemical reaction takes place. One of the important category of such reaction is redox reaction. Okay, redox reaction. A number of phenomena, both physical as well as biological, are concerned with redox reaction. நம்ம பாடியிலையும் ரிடாக்ஸ் ரியாக்ஷன் நடக்கும். நம்ம எக்ஸ்டர்னல் வேர்ல்டுலேயும் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் கெமிக்கல் ரியாக்ஷனில் ரிடாக்ஸ் ரியாக்ஷன்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஸோ திஸ் கேன் பி இட் ஹேஸ் யூஸ் இன் pharmaceutical, biological, industrial and metallurgical and agricultural areas. The importance of these reactions is apparent from the fact that burning of different types of fuels for obtaining energy for domestic transport and other chemical purposes, electrochemical processes for extraction of highly reactive metals and nonmetals, manufacturing of chemical compounds like caustic soda, operation of dry and wet batteries, and corrosion of metals fall within the purview of redox processes. See, redox reactions use பண்ற area தான் இந்த following things. Okay, can be used for the extraction of metals from their ores. Other reactions இருக்கும். Then what is that? Operation of dry and wet batteries. Then corrosion of metals. Then electrochemical processes. So various domestic and transport and commercial purposes. In all these fields, redox reaction is used. Okay. So, classical idea of redox reaction. What is actually redox reaction? That is oxidation and reduction reaction. We know that the term oxidation is actually the addition of oxygen to an element or a compound. Addition of oxygen to a compound or to an element, that is called oxidation reaction. This is what we have learned in our previous class. Because of the presence of dioxygen in the atmosphere, approximately 20 percentage of content present in the air, that is in the atmosphere, is oxygen. So many elements is a tendency they combine with it and then they become their oxide. So oxidation is the addition of oxygen to an element. So let's see some of the reaction. Magnesium reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. Then sulfur reacts with oxygen to form sulfur dioxide. These two are example for oxidation reaction. And here the magnesium and sulfur are oxidized on the addition of oxygen to them. Similarly, methane CH4 is one of the important component of natural gas. Main component of natural gas is methane CH4. This also reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water. Okay, so methane is oxidized by the addition of oxygen to it. When we see this equation, see hydrogen is being replaced by oxygen. Initially in CH4, hydrogen was there, isn't it? Hydrogen. But this hydrogen is replaced and it becomes CO2 and H2O. So we can define oxidation in terms of removal of hydrogen from it. So addition of oxygen to a substance is oxidation. Removal of hydrogen from a substance, that is also oxidation. Clear? Oxidation is the addition of oxygen to a substance or removal of hydrogen from a substance. Similarly, we can define reduction also. Okay. So here another reaction, H2S plus O2 gives sulfur plus water. See, removal of hydrogen can also be cited as oxidation. Here H2S the H2 hydrogen is removed and it becomes sulfur. So H2S is oxidized. We can say like that. It is oxidized because oxygen இங்க வந்து ஆக்சிஜன் ஆட் ஆகலைனாலும் this H2S என்னாச்சு S ஆ மாறிடுச்சு. So H2S removal of hydrogenக்கு விதயமாச்சு. So removal of hydrogen also oxidation reaction. Addition of oxygen is also oxidation reaction. Clear? So oxidation can be defined like that. Next one. As knowledge of chemists grew, it was natural to extend the oxidation for reactions similar to which do not involve oxygen but other electronegative element. Maybe in some of the reaction, oxygen may not be there. Okay, oxygen or hydrogen may not be there. So in that case, also oxidation and reduction is taking place. So as chemists grew, they tried to find out how oxidation and reduction takes place if there is no oxygen and hydrogen. ஆக்சிஜனும் ஹைட்ரஜனும் இல்லாமல் மற்ற எலக்ட்ரோநெகட்டிவ் எலமெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கும்போது எப்படி ஆக்சிடேஷன் இருக்கும் அதுதான் நீ பார்க்க போகிறோம். ஆக்சிடேஷன் ஆஃப் magnesium with the fluorine, chlorine, sulfur. See, these are electronegative elements. Fluorine, chlorine, sulfur are electronegative elements and they react with magnesium to form their respective product like magnesium fluoride, magnesium chloride, magnesium sulfide respectively. Incorporating the reactions within the fold of oxidation reaction encouraged chemists to consider not only removal of hydrogen as oxidation but also removal of electropositive elements as oxidation. Removal of electropositive elements as oxidation. Okay. So electronegative elements are there instead of oxygen and they are added to metal. So oxidation can be defined also as the removal of electropositive elements. Removal of electropositive elements. Okay. Now another reaction. See here. This is potassium ferrocyanide. Potassium ferrocyanide. Okay. This potassium ferrocyanide is changed to this one potassium ferricyanide. Potassium ferricyanide. Okay, here what they have done, what happened is when H2O2 is added to potassium ferrocyanide, the formula K4FeCN 6 times. Okay, H2O2 on addition, a removal of electropositive element potassium from potassium ferrocyanide before it changes to potassium ferricyanide. Okay, potassium ferrocyanide is changed to potassium ferricyanide by the addition of H2O2, and here what happened is the removal of electropositive element. Potassium is electropositive, so removal of electropositive element happens. To summarize the term oxidation, oxidation can be defined as addition of oxygen or electronegative element to a substance or removal of hydrogen or electropositive element from a substance. Okay, this is electronegative and this is added to this element. So addition of electronegative or oxidation to an element or removal of hydrogen or electropositive element from a substance. Is that clear? Next one is reduction. We know that reduction is considered as a removal of oxygen from a compound. The term reduction has been broadened these days as it is the opposite of oxidation. So, removal of oxygen or electronegative element from a substance or addition of hydrogen or electropositive element to a substance. Okay, is that clear? Removal of oxygen or electronegative element from a substance or addition of hydrogen. Addition of hydrogen is reduction. That's what we know. That's what we know, isn't it? Now we are adding one more thing, that is addition of hydrogen or electropositive element to a substance. Clear? Now according to given definition given above, The following are the examples of reduction process. See here, mercury oxide HgO. It splits up to form mercury and oxygen by heating. Here, mercury oxide lirundhu oxygen is removed. So, removal of oxygen is also reduction. Okay. Next one is FeCl3 plus H2 will give you FeCl2 plus 2HCl. In this one, FeCl3 இருந்து FeCl2 ஆகும்போது a electronegative element is removed. That is chlorine from ferric chloride. And it becomes ferrous chloride. Okay. So, electronegative element removal, latti removal of oxygen. These are example for reduction. Next one. CH2 double bond CH2. CH2 double bond CH2. That is ethene. And hydrogen is added. It become ethane. That double bond is changed to single bond. This is due to the addition of hydrogen. Okay. Next one HgCl2 and stannous chloride. Mercury chloride and stannous chloride. It become mercury. HgCl2 வந்து Hg2Cl2 ஆச்சு. Okay. Hg2Cl2 ஆச்சு. And it becomes stannic chloride. Okay. See here mercury is added to mercury oxide. Mercury is actually electropositive element. So here only one mercury is there and one more mercury is added to it. So adding mercury to mercury chloride is also an example for reduction. That means you are adding electropositive element to a substance or hydrogen to a substance or removing oxygen from a substance or removing electronegative element from a substance. These are the reason for reduction reaction. See in this reaction, simultaneous oxidation of stannous chloride to stannic chloride is also occurring because of the addition of electronegative element chlorine to it. ஓகே எலக்ட்ரோநெகட்டிவ் எலமெண்டான குளோரின் ஆட் பண்ணும்போது Cl2 வந்து Cl4 ஆச்சுங்க SnCl4. ஸோ electronegative element addition of electronegative element is called oxidation. Then here HgCl2 வந்து Hg2Cl2. One mercury is added. So addition of electropositive element is an example for reduction. It was soon realized that oxidation and reduction always occur simultaneously, and so that's why the term redox was used for such type of reaction. Clear? So from here in this reaction we need to find out the species that undergoes oxidation and reduction. Okay, H2S change to HCl and Cl2S. See, H2S plus Cl2 gives HCl plus S. Then Fe3O4 plus 8Al gives Fe plus Al2O3. Na plus H2 gives 2NaH. Sodium hydride. See here, H2S is oxidized because a more electronegative element, chlorine, is added to hydrogen. See, sulfur more electronegative element chlorine is added to H2S. So, hydrogen has been removed. Hydrogen has been, what is that? Removed. H2S H remove ஆச்சு HCl மாறிடுச்சு Cl add பண்ணிருக்காங்க. Okay. Next one, chlorine is reduced due to addition of hydrogen to it. See, chlorine is reduced. How? Because of the addition of hydrogen to it. Hydrogen is an electropositive element. So which substance is reduced in this? Chlorine is reduced. And which is oxidized? H2S is oxidized. Clear? Next one, Fe3O4 plus 8Al gives 9Fe plus 4Al2O3. That is the balanced equation. Here, this Al, aluminum is more electropositive than iron. So, adding electropositive element to this iron oxide will help them to reduce. Okay, so adding this one will undergo Fe3O4. Fe3O4 is undergo reaction of reduction. And aluminium, what happened? Aluminium is accepting oxygen. Aluminium got oxygen to form aluminium oxide. Addition of electronegative element. Okay. Fe3O4 ku aluminium added, electropositive element added, and oxygen remove ஆச்சு. Then அலுமினியத்தோட electronegative element ஆன oxygen add ஆச்சு. அதனால oxidized. So aluminum is oxidized because oxygen is added to it. Ferrous, ferrous, ferrous ferric oxide. Ferrous ferric oxide. See ferrous ferric oxide na FeOയും Fe2O3യോടെയും combined form. That is Fe3O4. Fe3O4. Ferrous ferric oxide is reduced because the oxygen is removed. Okay, Fe3O4 is reduced or Al is oxidized. And finally, sodium plus hydrogen gives sodium hydride. Sodium plus hydrogen gives sodium hydride. Okay, in that, see, with the careful application of the concept of electronegativity, only we can infer that sodium is oxidized and hydrogen is reduced. See, sodium kuda hydrogen is added. So sodium kuda hydrogen is added and hydrogen kuda sodium added. இல்லையா? ஸோ சோடியத்து கூட ஹைட்ரஜன் ஆட் பண்ணும்போது சோடியத்து கூட ஹைட்ரஜன் ஆட் பண்ணும்போது சோடியத்தை நாம் என்னன்னு சொல்லுவோம்? Sodium is undergone a reaction called oxidation, and this hydrogen கூட sodium தான் add ஆகுது. Electropositive element add ஆகுறதுனால hydrogen is reduced. Okay. So reaction 3 chosen here prompts us to think in terms of another way to define redox reaction. இல்லையா? Na and H2 மட்டும்தான் இருக்கும்போது வேற ஏதோ வழி கூட நாம என்ன பண்ணணும், இந்த ஆக்சிடேஷன் ரிடக்ஷனை ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணணும் தான் அந்த தேர்டு ரியாக்ஷன்ல இருந்து புரியுது. ஓகே, நாம் இந்த வீடியோக்கு அப்புறம் மற்ற டாப்பிக்கு நெக்ஸ்ட் வீடியோவில் பார்க்கலாம். ஓகே ஓகே தென் பாய், தேங்க்யூ.